Bernie Sanders summed up why he thinks voters should consider him at last night's Democratic town hall. Let's watch.
You got 30 seconds. Tell the voters of Iowa what you want them to know.
Look, Hillary Clinton is a very good person. Martin O'Malley is a very decent guy. So I'm not, this is not a personal stuff. It just seems to me that the crises that we face as a country today, and we didn't even get into climate change to a significant degree, inequality, poverty in America, an obscene and unfair campaign finance system. These problems are so serious that we have got to go beyond establishment politics and establishment economics. In my view, we need a political revolution where millions of people stand up and say, you know what, that great government of ours belongs to all of us, not just the few. That's why I'm running for president. Thank you.
When people are curious and they don't know why Bernie Sanders has surged in the polls, show them this. You show them that clip. Because it's a clear example of why he is surging. He hit all the major issues. He said climate change, which is one of the biggest issues, if not the biggest issues, not only facing the U.S., but facing the world. Inequality, we just had the report recently that the richest 62 people on the planet have more than the bottom 50% of the planet. 62 people, more than 3.5 billion people. That just makes no sense. That's just beyond idiotic, and it's a system that's not sustainable. He spoke about poverty in the U.S. This is another big issue that politicians rarely talk about, even on the left. Most politicians on the left, the furthest they'll go is talk about the middle class, which is a good thing. You should talk about the middle class, and now there's, as Tom Hartman puts it, an undeclared war on the middle class. But you got to talk about poverty, too. Bernie Sanders is one of very few politicians that still does that. And then one of the biggest, if not the biggest issue, campaign finance. I mean, that's everything, because you can't seriously address any of the other issues unless and until you get money out of the political system. This is why we effectively have an oligarchy, according to Princeton political science researchers. This is big money, Wall Street, the lobbyists, billionaires. They get their way. The American people have almost no say in what their government does. So people wonder why, hey, how's this guy? This guy was 40 points, 50 points back just a few months ago. Now he's only 10 points back nationally. He's winning in some polls in Iowa, and he's winning by a mile in New Hampshire? I don't get it. Well, this is why. Because Hillary Clinton, while she puts on some decent rhetoric sometimes in the primary season, she ain't hammering on the biggest issues. How can she honestly make the case that she's against big money in politics when she is one of the biggest beneficiaries of big money in politics? You can't make that argument. And this is what Sanders said. We need to, quote, go beyond establishment politics. He's hammering the establishment. He's harping away on campaign finance, and this is why he's surging. And also, by the way, it's worth mentioning that this is why Donald Trump is surging too, one of the many reasons. I mean, obviously, he's authoritarian in nature, and he's confident, and he's got this bravado that the Republican base loves, and he contradicts himself all the time, which is not something that holds you back in a Republican primary. On the contrary, it actually might help you because people just read into what you're saying, whatever the fuck they want to hear. But one of the things he's consistently spoken about is corruption. He's like, hey, Marco Rubio, Jeb Bush, are they puppets of the billionaires? Well, they just gave them money, you decide. Yeah, that argument is going to work, even if it's insincere from Donald, in the sense that Donald tried to get money from billionaires, and they rejected him, and then he started attacking the billionaires. But people don't know that, so when Donald starts hitting the establishment, as he did in a recent ad, and lobbyists, people go, oh, that guy's for the people, and people look at Bernie, they say, that guy's for the people. So this is why these guys are doing so well. But the establishment politicians are clueless. They're clueless. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand why Donald's doing well. I don't understand why Bernie's doing well. Look how old he is. He says he's a fucking socialist. I don't get it. How's he doing well? Because you're not issues-based. That's why you don't get it.